Hi guys, my name is Kalin and today I plan to talk about bones, how to create bones and how to work with them. In previous few lessons we saw how to build a simple connection between objects using chops, making a relative reference and simple parenting. How to proceed? Let's start with getting the geometry, and inside we will place the test geometry from this. Okay, the Tommy geometry is actually a cool example of how the character should stand. The old T-pose is actually shoulder area give us lots of problem in the envelopes, in the textures and etc. That's why this more relaxing pose is better. How to build bones? The old way, in the old Houdini way and the soft image way and the Maya, when you start to build some bones, you always have to be careful in which view you are creating the bones. This is with a big matter for the orientation on the bones, but Houdini provides us good tools to create bones in perspective. Let's see, when we not have a geometry or we use an old way, we will go to the freehand, we select the bone tool and we have to go in one of the view. This is good for the legs because they are orientated in front. The arm is also can be drawn in this stage, the spine, but for the fingers I will use actually the front because they are rotating in this axis. And let's go in the right view. At this point we can start drawing the bones, but Houdini will not apply any of those solvers. In more cases you will prefer to be without any kinematics, because now we are trying to recreate the bone structure, and after that we will create the all links and parameter in between. That's why let's start with no kinematics and freehand with the like an old way. We're taking this bone, start drawing. Be careful to put the bones in the area where the joint will be rotated. This is very important because we will solve a lot of those problems with a bad envelope, bad deformation in the knee area and the hip area also. We can hit enter, or we can, if we decide that we forgot that the next bone, few bones, we can always go back and draw the two more bones. Like we're going to the bone tool, picking the shift and picking the last bone which we draw, and Houdini will give us this new bone, and we can start drawing, hitting the enter. Okay, we have one leg and now we don't have any kinematics. Let's see what can we do more with those bones. What if we decide to break this chain of bones, and this will be have to be separate. For this manipulation, we see that the bones now it's a zero position and taking the axis of the parent bone. To preserve this, we have to create a null, which will be at first parent to the bones, which will be a child after this, and we will say key position, because it's the root bone is set it the same way, and now we can cut it and rearrange the bone structure. Why everything move? Because we forgot to put the keep position when parenting, and now everything is splitted correctly, and we can move this apart. Okay, but of course we can reparent this, and we have a separate chain. I'm actually arrange my bones to mimic their position in the view, and actually I built something like this, which will represent the leg. This is the leg. And what if we want to apply the inverse kinematic to this bone? We have to go to the bone tool again, and now we can say IK with twist effector, which will give us extra null, which will twist the leg left to right, and go with the right leg and select add kinematics. And at this point Houdini asks us to select the first bone of this chain, of IK chain. This will be the first bone, and the last bone. This will be the last bone. Okay, we already talked about the chops, the importance of the chops, and this is the proof about this. Houdini create for us this inverse kinematic node and fill all the needed bones and end effector and twist effector. In the self-image terms, this and the end effector is a goal of the IK chain. And when I talk that chops is very important, is because we can extract and connect the different parameters in this little subnet of chops, in chops. Okay, this is the twist effector which is created. He helps us to rotate the leg when we use inverse kinematic, and this is the goal. Set it. No, this is not the goal actually. Let's hide it. This is the goal, and we have a leg. The inverse kinematic is set. And let's connect the geometry to the bones to see how this works. But let's connect few more bones. Let's say that we will create for the entire body one big bone, and we will create one arm. But this time we will use the bone tool, the inverse kinematic set it in this stage, and we'll select the view based, because we will use the new flexibility of the Houdini, and we will start drawing. We'll pick the point from the surface, which help us Houdini to orientate the bone, and here, and maybe here, and hit the enter. If we see that Houdini tried to find the average of the volume inside this the picket primitive, and if the bone tool is still selected, we can adjust the placement of the bone, and of course now we have to switch to the freehand, because he actually tried to rearrange the bone and pick the new place for that. Let's say that the place of this bone is quite satisfying. Okay, maybe a little bit more this side. Okay, we can grab the twist effector and see how it's work. But we a little bit transform it in the wrong way. Let's go here and grab only the let's go in the here. You have to be in the no in the viewport, no in the parent. The parent is also work. In the parent position, we can reset the rotation actually, and let's see, extract patterns from, and I freeze all this, make it 0 because the rotation doesn't work for the arm. Is better the object to be aligned to global space, and we can clear the transform of this one. We can make the same for this twist effector, again with the control and the middle mouse button. We clear the rotation, but there is an extra pre-transform, that's why I have to be extracted. And now clean the transform, clean the twist effector, and now we can go and make some hierarchy of this, but we still do not have a root for the this rig. Let's create one. I actually create a null object, and we can say that this is a SRT, scale rotation transform, for all this, and this will be a main root of the character. And let's say that this shape, we don't like this shape, we want to be more different and more recognizable, and let's say that the shape will be a pyramid. If we go here, we have a few already given some shapes. If we select the circle, we can use, if this will be rotated in one of the axes, we can use only those axes. If we say that we want this plane, and you see that now the null is transformed to the circle. It's very easy to create a control like this. Let's say that this main control will be red, if you see it, and then we can scale it. Of course, if we choose a shape of this, let's say what can we do here? We can, strangely, we can create a edit. We can edit this and model our own shape, something which will represent our idea, and this will be the shape of the control. But we say that we want to be a pyramid, that the closest to pyramid is a box actually, and if I want it, I will have to, let's say that if this is the scale is 1, but we have some scale value, and let's say that this is 2 maybe. Okay, let's go in the right view, and let's model this, edit again, and we can model. If we make some changes here, the strange is better do it in this stage. Go and model what you want. I will model the pyramid, and this will be a placer, the big SRT. Of course I can make it a little bit smaller, and in the center of the grid. Okay, this will be our main control, and she will be the root. This leg will be attached to her. Let's see, the key position when parenting is on. It's have to be on, and the arm, but let's create one more bone for the entire body. Let's create this big bone from here. Oh, stop it, no kinematic for this, because we want only to grab the entire geometry just for the tutorial. No kinematic for this one. And this will be also the child of the SRT, but I will arrange the bones from bottom to top to mimic the spine. And now the arm can be parented to this bone, which will be our spine. Okay, this is the arm. Okay, and at this stage we can say that the leg can be actually mirrored, and you can select it. We are going to the modify shelf and choose mirror, and at this stage we can name the bones something like a big L underscore a name of the bone, and Houdini automatically will replace this L with the prefix what we choose at the moment is mirror, and if I hit the enter, he will create the mirrored leg hierarchy, and the same manner he will analyze the already built kinematics, and he will create the same but with the mirrored bones. Okay, let's mirror the arm also. We're still in the mirror tool, and he proposed to mirror the arm, and we hit enter, and everything is created correctly, and we can go and mirror the arm. And the scene net. Okay, this is our character. Let's say that kinematics and the body will be somewhere here, and the goes at this stage. This go and twist can be actually parented to the root of the arm or for the chest itself, but let's say the goal twist, no, the twist will be here to the root, to this root. Let's see, this one, the goal is also to this root, which give us something like functionality like this one, and the arm is moving with the spine, and which is not so cool but works in some cases. Okay, let's say this is the leg. Where is the other arm goes? Let's see. Oh, they are over down there. Okay, you can link them here. Okay, let's change the controls. I don't like this axis look, controls. That's why I actually use spheres at this point, etc. The scale is okay. For the leg I will use boxes. Okay, and let's make this a little bit smaller, and each of those is with some transformation with so many zeros. Okay, go here, make it a little bit smaller, and the shape will be a circle, and of course no shade. Let's go one. It's better. Okay, we have a simple rig now. Let's attach the geometry to the bones at this stage. And how we can do this, we select the geometry, go to the rigging tab, and we choose the capture geometry asset. Now the Houdini needs to we have to pick the roots of the rig. We select our root, click the enter, and now here creating the bioharmonic, he apply the bioharmonic algorithms and find the best matches for our character, and we can go here and see what he done for us. Let's off this. He create the list of the bones because he find in those bones this C region. When he see this, he know that this bones is in the envelope of the character, and he use it. If we delete this nodes in the bone node, the Houdini will miss this bone. Actually, will not be included in the envelope, because we can, after this we can create it. When be aware, when the Houdini mirrors something, in some cases he create the very small number, because the zero in Houdini is not a zero at all, is some big number. This is a 15 zero behind the point actually, but I can make it a pure zero. Okay, and now we can test it, and we have a very cool envelope. If we test it, yes, actually it's great envelope. If we go here, we see that the deformation of the knee is very cool, very organic, but we have a little miss here, and we have to fix it. We select this, the geometry, hit the paint capture layer, and Houdini will create this paint node. How can we use it? From the drop down menu we can choose the functionality of the left mouse button and the middle mouse button. Actually I prefer for the middle mouse button to be region selected, which gives me a quick access to the bones. For left mouse button I will leave the paint, which will add the weight for this bone, for the chosen bone. Now we can start painting on that bone. Actually when I pick with the middle mouse button, Houdini will fill the capture region with the bones which have a more influence in this area, and we can start painting with, I think, weight with the opacity of 0.2. How to fix the other side? I suggest to try one different approach, because in some cases we find some isolated points, and we cannot easily painted with the paint tool. When we try, actually the brush is sometimes is flickering and is heavy to be painted. How can we proceed? We can select, the point and attach it 100% to the selected bone. I found one workaround and use edit to select the points which I want to be attached to the bone, and when I hit transform, he builds me a list which I can grab it, copy and paste it. We will have to change to the points, paste the list, and now Houdini will work entirely only with these points. He will isolate these points and entire geometry will be invisible for a moment. If we try to select the chain, now we are working, we select these points, but actually in the capture region it's still selected other bone. It's a bone from the left side. We can choose it from the list, but also we can use the region selected, but we cannot select on the geometry which is not in the list. You see the brushes doesn't appear in that area. It's look like a tool doesn't work. But if we go inside, you can see that everything is selected. But if we go inside in the chosen points area, we can select the desired bones, and we can go to see the deform, and let's see the deform and work with the paint. Now we can select the capture region, weights of 100%, and this is the bone, and apply to all. That's it. Everything is okay. Now all these points are connected to the desired bone. Of course, we can clear the list and now use the smooth brush, and everything look like you can smooth here and there, and continue with the weights. But for now, I think this okay for this stage of the lesson. Right, we set everything, and that's it. The arm looks very cool with the one button click. Actually, the bioharmonic gives us very cool pre-weight in lots of cases and tasks. Bioharmonic will save a lot of time and work, and gives you one further start for your project. And reset the arm. Everything is on place. And thanks guys. Bye for now.